everyone. Welcome back to Book with Kiba, the podcast where we talk about books, bookish chaos, and all the opinions that come with being emotionally attached to fictional people. Today's episode is fun because we're talking about book tropes. And listen, I love a good trope. Sometimes a trope alone can convince me to read a book immediately. But on the other hand, some tropes are starting to exhaust me. And honestly, a lot of tropes depend on execution because a trope can either make a book addictive or make me want to DNF immediately. So today we're going to be talking about tropes I love, tropes that I need to be done correctly, and the ones that I'm officially tired of seeing. Let's get into it. First trope that I love is enemies to lovers. Let's start with one of my favorite, enemies to lovers. When this trope is done right, it's elite, top tier. I need tension, banter, chemistry, and underlining respect beneath the arguing. The backstory as to why these people hate each other, why they're enemy. And let's say this right now. Not every disagreement is enemies to lover. Sometimes they're just mildly annoyed coworkers. I want real tension. I want them to be questioning their feelings. I want the emotional build-up and the chemistry that has to feel believable. Then the next one on the list is grumpy sunshine. I love this trope, especially when the grumpy character secretly soften only for this one person. Like, yes, be emotionally available to everybody else, but obsessed with her specifically. But the balance matter because sometimes the grumpy character is just rude, or the sunshine character becomes unbearable childish, and the dynamic stops being cute. It's not cute any at all. Then we go into the other one is fake dating. Fake dating will almost get my attention because you already know what's coming. Forced proximity, accidental feelings, jealousy, emotional confusion. Inject it directly into my veins, especially when they start catching feelings before realizing it. That's my favorite part. Then we move on to marriage of convenience. I love this, especially when it's they slowly fall in love, start protecting each other, and becoming emotionally attached without realizing it. And honestly, this trope usually gives really good emotional tension when written properly. Then we move on to the next one, a mafia romance or dark romance. This has to be done in a tasteful manner. I enjoy dark romance and mafia romance, but there still needs to be chemistry. Some books really rely heavily on the shock value that they forget to build emotional connections. And if I don't believe the characters actually like each other, the relationship stops working for me. I need tension, obsession, emotional depth, and believable chemistry, not the dramatic dialogue and the toxic whatever they have been going on in some of these books. Then we have white shoes or reverse harem. Listen, I truly support women having options. But with reverse harem or white shoes, every character needs personality. I don't want three identical men or five identical men with different hair colors. We need depth. Each relationship should feel different and important. That makes the trope work. We have the one that's emotionally available and only doing this because he needs his inheritance, and the one that it indulge her on every whim, the one that is excited and just there with her hobbies and just creating vibes all around. That's what I want to see in White Shoes. Tropes that depend on the execution. I'm telling you, it is based on the execution that makes or break these tropes for me. Friends to lovers. This trope can either be amazing or incredibly frustrating because sometimes the male character suddenly realizes that he's in love only because another man starts treating your friend well. And I hate that. Like, you've known her for years. Why are you just now seeing her? Ted, come on, I need answers. That immediately irritates me. But if it's written with emotional build-up, longing, and subtle feelings over time, that absolutely can work with. Instant love is the next one. Instant love is tricky for me because sometimes it works, especially in shorter romance or paranormal stories. Yeah, meet and all of that, that makes sense. But if two people meet and suddenly I would die for you on the first 2 pages or within the first 5 pages, nope, I'm not working with that. I need more development. I need chemistry. I need something. I just need some things. These are the tropes that I definitely do not like, and I'm exhausted anytime I see them in a book. Miscommunication tropes is very much on top of that list. This one frustrates me really bad, especially when the entire plot could have been solved with one single conversation. Come on. I'm not talking about realistic communication struggles. I'm talking about grown adults refusing to explain basic things. Assumption lasting up to like 200 pages. What are we doing, Susan? This man, you think he really would have done that to you? And conflict that feels forced to create conflict. It stresses me out every time. Then next on the list is third act breakups. Sometimes these work emotionally, and I can understand it when it needs to be done, but sometimes it feels completely unnecessary, especially when the couple was perfectly fine 5 pages ago. And suddenly somebody runs away because the author remembered the book needs conflict. No. If the breakup feels forced, it immediately lowers my rating for that book and just throw me off. Then that's when I would take a bookish break. Instant love with no chemistry. This is different from the regular instant love because sometimes the authors skip emotional development completely. The characters are obsessed with each other, but I don't understand why. There's no connection, no tension, no build. Just she's beautiful, he's attractive. Okay, then I guess that's a thing. Jealousy as a personality trait. This especially happens with male leads. And listen, a little jealousy can be entertaining, and I don't like that. But when the entire personality become possessive, angry, controlling, and constantly threatening every man who breathes near her. Mark, come on, you need to get it together. Susan needs to go to work and interact with people. It becomes exhausting. Please develop this man beyond girling, man. Mean girls with no depth. I'm tired. Especially when the female villain only exists to hate on the main character, obsessed with the male lead character, and embarrass herself publicly in every turn. Give me depth, man. Give me a motivation. Give me complexity. Because sometimes it feels like women in books aren't allowed to dislike each other without turning cartoonish evil. And that's just sad. I'm not like other girls. Please let women enjoy things, man. I'm begging. I hate when the FMCs are written like, unlike the other women, she doesn't wear makeup or she doesn't care about fashion. And somehow that makes her superior. Come on. It's always unnecessary. Women can be feminine. Women can like makeup, love it as a matter of fact. Women can like romance. That doesn't make them shallow. At the end of the day, tropes are really about execution. A trope I hate in one book might become my favorite in another if it's written well, especially like with miscommunication. If it's not the entire plot, I would love to see it done properly and used. And honestly, that's the fun of reading. So now I want to know what tropes will make you read a book immediately, and what tropes you are tired of seeing. So until next time, guys, thank you for listening. Book with Kiba. Don't forget to follow the podcast and connect with me everywhere. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.